On this week's episode, I'm going to teach you a hack to quickly sell more homes. This is not what you think. This is actually very simple, but it's going to take some action steps from you today. Let's go. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 338 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And today, I'm going to teach you a hack that this is actually so simple, but it's a great reminder of just how we as salespeople, as entrepreneurs, as agents, we overthink shit, right? We make things more complicated than they need to be. And this is a great example of that. So I'll explain that hack here in just a second. If you are new to this show, welcome to the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we talk to entrepreneurs with real estate licenses. If you are listening, if you've been listening for a long time, I think you by now realize you're an entrepreneur that sells real estate. And if you don't see yourself as that, the faster you consider yourself an entrepreneur with a real estate license, the sooner you're going to start to grow and thrive, because it's more, we're not salespeople. Considering yourself an advisor versus a salesperson, it gives you a leg up for sure. But if you see yourself as an entrepreneur, you can start building a business in this industry that's going to help you to eventually achieve the lifestyle, the income goals, and all of that you want. But it starts with seeing yourself as an entrepreneur, not just another agent, because there's thousands of other agents, right? And most agents own their own jobs. They don't have a business. So with that said, make sure that you are taking advantage of the special free trial that we've negotiated with Keeping Current Matters, KCM. This platform is incredible. This is a tool that you need in your tool belt on a regular basis to stay on top of what's changing in housing trends and interest rates and economic data and all of this stuff. I mean, you remember not too long ago when we were saying, hey, interest rates are going to fall quickly. There were some experts, like people much smarter than me, that which is not hard to do, that they spend all their time and have spent all their time researching economic data. And they have these fancy PhDs and master's degrees and all this bullshit, right? And they're like, well, rates are going to be coming into the fours. Some were saying into the fives. Well, they're in the sevens still. So who would have seen that coming? Well, I'll tell you who saw that coming. Keeping Current Matters did. And they notified all of the members, everyone that has a Keeping Current Matters membership, that, hey, this isn't changing the way we thought. This isn't happening the way that we thought. And here's what it means to buyers. Here's what it means to sellers. Here's the actions they should be taking. Here's what they should be preparing for, which gives you, when you have that information as an agent, it makes you dangerous. It makes you a huge advisor, because then you're leading people into making great decisions and not just trying to push them into doing one thing. Keeping Current Matters is a tool you need in your tool belt. Get the free trial right now over at trykcm.com/bam. Let's talk about this hack to sell more houses. All right. I was reminded today, I was on a call. It was like a 45-minute consultation call with some people. I'm working on, I may as well tell you, I'm working on completely revamping, upgrading, rejiggering, renewing, and then relaunching the Massive Agent Society. We're just going to make it so much bigger, so much better, so much more impactful. And I'm working on that right now. It's great right now, but what it's about to become is huge. Now, to do that, I need great people around me, right? I need some coaches. I need consultants. I need advisors, because my friend Neil Mathweg once said, and this quote has stuck with me ever since, you can't read the label from inside the bottle. When you're inside your business, when you're inside your shit, right, it's really hard to see what others can plainly see from the outside looking in. And so it's really important that you have someone on the outside who will be honest with you, that will, and who also knows how to get you to where you want to go, right? Depending on what you want to do, having someone who knows how to do that is absolutely key. And so hiring great coaches, having mentors, having someone that you can rely on who's already done the thing you want to do to grab your hand and help you do it as well is the biggest hack there is in business. So if you're trying to sell more houses, here's a hack for you. Spend more time around people that sell a ton more houses than you. This is not rocket science. This is not super complicated. but it does take a concerted effort, right? It's very easy to just stay in your comfort zone, in your little social circle. Like if you are one of those agents that actually goes to an office and there's that office culture where everyone's bullshitting, right? Well, a lot of times the people sitting around bullshitting, they're not the people you should be following. Those are not the agents that you should be aspiring to reach. So you need to go to masterminds. You need to go to events. You need to listen to more podcasts. You need to watch YouTube videos. Whoever is creating content and putting out information that's going to help you sell more houses. Now, of course, these should be people who know how to sell more houses than you. They've done it. They know the blueprint. They know all that stuff. The hack here is to spend more time around agents that are selling a ton more than you. As simple as that. This does not have to be more complicated than that. So the action that you need to take today is you need to make a decision that you're going to seek out new mentors, new friends, maybe a new broker, maybe you're going to attend some events that you wouldn't have otherwise. You're going to go to some masterminds. Maybe you hire a coach. Maybe you hire some consultants like I just did. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's a combination of a bunch of those things. They all work. But today, you need to start looking for those that sell more houses than you that are open to sharing how. They're open to sharing what they do. There's so many different ways to do that. First off, just freaking ask. If there's an agent you know, if you're selling 20 homes a year and you know someone that's selling 60 homes a year, have you considered sending them a video and asking them? Have you considered calling them? Have you considered sending them a text, sending them an Instagram DM? Have you considered asking them what they're doing to sell that many houses? I would bet most of you the answer is no, you haven't. You're being passive. You're sitting back hoping that it comes to you. So today, decide to be a little bit more proactive and seek out people that are further ahead of you in the journey. Maybe you have to hire them. Maybe you have to go buy a ticket to their event. Maybe you have to, join their mastermind. I don't know. Maybe you have to join their team, right? Maybe you're in a place where you need to join a sales team just so you can spend more time around the team leader or others who are on that team. There's no perfect fit, right? The perfect fit here, the right answer here is seeking out people that are further ahead of you in the journey and then be around them on a consistent basis as often as possible. Look, this goes back to, we all know this. This is super cliche, but it's so true. You are a sum of the people you spend the most time with, right? In every way, right? If you consider your parenting, right? How good of a father or a mother are you? Well, look at your 5 closest friends. Are they good parents? Are they great mothers? Are they great fathers? Or are they shitty? Because if they're shitty, you're probably the 6th shitty one. Are they making a bunch of money? Are they successful in business? If they are, you're probably trending in that direction too. So get around. This is so basic, right? There's nothing fancy that I'm going to give you here on this episode. This is not rocket science. This is nothing magic or secret that you didn't know before. So hopefully what this episode does for you is provide some damn accountability, right? Or lights a fire under your ass that this doesn't have to be so difficult. So I told you, I'm rebuilding the Massive Agent Society, completely relaunching and restructuring it. So to do that, I hired some people who are experts in doing that. They are experts at building very good, I just understated the hell of it. They're experts at creating excellent, powerful, impactful membership programs, not just for real estate agents, but for, business owners of all kinds. And because they have that wide perspective, they know what works. And so now they're going to look into my business. They're going to look at how I've been doing things, and they're going to make suggestions. Hey, this is great, but that's not. Let's fix that. Hey, have you considered this? And I told them, like, look, I'm hiring you for a reason. You're the experts. You're the pros. I'm here to be your student. I'm here to be coachable. And, they appreciate that. Obviously, it's going to make their job a lot easier, but I want them to tell me what to fix. I'm going to participate in that process, of course, but I'm super excited because I know that the missing piece here is just it's the packaging, right? Or it's I'm not going to get too much into this, but they know some things that I don't, or they see some things that I don't. They have some experience that I don't, and so I'm paying to get it. I'm paying to get their attention so that they spend time, a considerable amount of it, working with me and just me, not getting distracted by a bunch of other projects, right? They're great people that they'd love to help, but by paying them, by hiring them, I get their attention 100%. So maybe you have to do that. But I'm telling you, if you go to events, if you go to conferences, if you do that, be more social next time. Okay, show up and just talk to the people next to you. Talk to people who are in line for coffee or at the bar, and just ask what they do, how they do it, what's working for you, what part of the world are you in, all that stuff. And pretty soon you start to realize, like, holy shit, that person sells 4 times as many homes as I do, but they don't seem like they're that much better or smarter or whatever than you, because they're not. But the more you're around people like that, your confidence grows in that you can do it yourself, right? You start to build confidence and certainty that you can build that yourself, that you can do it also. I think I've told this story before on this podcast, maybe not. Oh, shit, it's been too long, so I'll tell it again. When so I've been at Real Broker for 3.5 months now. Prior to that, I spent 6 years at eXp Realty, a great 6 years, right? Great company, loved it. In the early stages, I knew that I wanted to build a revenue share organization so I could partner with agents in a unique way that wasn't an option elsewhere. I wanted to do this certain thing. I wanted this certain business structure. I had no idea how to do it. And of course, my natural inclination was to do everything the wrong way, right? To vomit on people and to be like this, just not good. So luckily I was invited to a mastermind with a bunch of other leaders within the company. And I felt like I didn't have any business in that room, but I qualified to be there in the beginning. This was probably a year or two. Let's see, when was that? It was the first year or two that I was at the company, and I hadn't done much. I think I maybe had 10 agents there, which is great, but I left with 340, a few months ago. So I went to this mastermind. It was in Vegas, and I sat next to somebody, and I've told this. I've been much more specific about why I say this in the past. All I'll say is that I came to a conclusion that the person I was sitting next to was not intelligent. I came to the conclusion, I made a decision, I made a judgment that they're not a smart person, that they're, just kind of a goober, right? They were nice, but I was just like, this is not a smart individual, right? Okay, judge me for that. Maybe I'm an asshole, but I'm just being honest. So later on in that mastermind, he gets called on, and he stands up and he tells the story, and he's like, well, I'm so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm earning, what was the number? I think $30,000 a month in revenue share. Maybe it was more than that. I want to say it was like 50 grand in revenue share. And I'm like, and that's something I wanted to do. I had no idea how to do it, but I'm like, you're shitting me. This person is making that much money in this thing that I want to do. And in that moment, something shifted in me. I gained belief that I could do it too. I still didn't know how, but I gained the belief that I could do it, because that person that I had judged that they were not intelligent, I'm being nice here, but I was like, they've reached that level. Well, then I fucking can too. Right? It was as simple as that. It happened like this, but it's because I was in the room and I had that experience. I was negatively judging somebody. I know that's not good. I'm not proud of it, but it created that shift in me that caused me to really pay attention to the right people, really follow the blueprint to get to where I wanted to be. And, for the most part, it worked very, very well moving forward. Had I not built that belief in that moment at that event in that way, who knows where I'd be? I have no idea. But that was such a pivotal moment in my career. So being around people and building belief you could do it too is so underrated. So get yourself a coach, a mentor, a partner, a running buddy, or just some better, higher level friends, for God's sakes. If you're around a bunch of people that are not selling that many homes and you aspire to sell a shitload of them, then stop spending so much time around those lower performers. I'm not saying you shouldn't be friends with them. I'm not saying you need to cut them out of your life. That's not what I'm saying. but spend less time with them or listen to them less about certain things. But just their presence and their attitude, and it rubs off on you in ways that you don't realize. Get in rooms with high performers, people that are selling way more than you, and I promise you, your sales will start to increase. That's the biggest hack there is. Get around the people that are doing more than you and do it as often as possible. So, and then don't be afraid to ask, hey, what's working for you right now? What are you doing that's working so well? How do you get most of your business? Have you ever met I've never met someone that when I asked that question, they're like, fuck you, I'm not going to tell you, that's secret. That's never happened to me. That's never happened to me. And if you run into someone like that who acts like that, I guarantee you they are not successful. I guarantee you they're not successful. The most successful will be open books if you're nice and respectful of their time, right? If you're like, hey, I want to pick your brain for 3 hours, they're going to be like, dude, I'd love to help you, but like, what's your one question? I don't have 3 hours, right? So be respectful of their time, of course, but they're going to tell you if you ask nicely. People want to help people. Successful people really want to help others. That's just what I found. So get around more successful people more successful than you. It's been the biggest hack for me and will continue to be. And that's why I'm continuing to hire coaches. I'm continuing to hire consultants because they see my blind spots. They see things that I don't. They see things that I've overlooked or forgotten about or underestimated. So it's just such a hack. So thank you for listening to this episode. Please do me a personal favor. Today, decide what you can do and who you can get around, who you can call, who you can reach out to, like a specific freaking person. Who can you reach out to ask, hey, how are you doing what you're doing? Hey, how do you get most of your business? What's working for you? What tips do you have for someone who's selling half as many homes? Ask them. Reach out. Get around these people. Go to more events. Be more intentional about the conversations you have and the amount of people that you talk to. And I guarantee your sales will go up. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend, another agent, your broker, team leader, a colleague, whatever. Help us to spread the good word with the Massive Agent Podcast. Help us to reach new agents that don't know about this show yet. And I'd appreciate it. And I'll be back next week with another great episode for you of the Massive Agent Podcast. Thank you very much. Take care. Oh, you know what? I probably should have done this sooner. So if you're still listening, you're going to hear a little inside information. I'm going to reward those that stuck through the very frickin' end of the episode. So part of, in this effort to create rooms of people that are further ahead than you, I'm putting together an event where 80% details figured out. It's set for August 7th and 8th in Salt Lake City, Utah. So put this on your damn calendars. August 7th and 8th in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm doing an event for team leaders and for aspiring team leaders, those that don't yet have a team but want to learn the next steps. We're going to have some incredible speakers, including already confirmed someone who runs one of the top 5 mega real estate teams in the damn country, a team that sold almost 2,000 houses with just 20-something agents. We're going to have their team leader at the event, among many, many, many others. You're going to get some of the best information, the best tactics and hacks, and more importantly than just information, you're going to sit and associate with and talk to and rub elbows with the best team leaders in the country. So if you have a team and want to grow a bigger one or want to start a team one day, pay attention. I'm going to have some registration information very soon for tickets. There will be an early bird special that will last maybe a week where tickets will be about half off. So August 7th and 8th in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. Stay tuned. Very, very soon. Probably next week at the latest. You'll get some details on that. Take care, guys. See ya.